DreamWorks have made so many classics, including Megamind. We're not talking about the sequel. I will never see a worse movie than Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. I recently decided to have that nostalgia and rewatch Megamind, and I was wondering, why can't they just make a proper theatrical release for Megamind? You don't even need that much. We know that Megamind has so many memes, so many nostalgic moments with these characters, and I'm pretty sure Will Ferrell will love to play Megamind one more time for the real Megamind sequel. This is the What If series, so what if we got a Megamind 2 by DreamWorks? Since technically Megamind is a franchise with an animated series called Megamind Rules, which is still present to this day, and we still have that movie that we don't talk about, Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate, and we also got a short film in 2011 called Megamind The Button of Doom, which is personally one of my favorite DreamWorks short films. And let's be honest, Megamind was ahead of its time. It had over a $130 million budget and actually generated over $321 million worldwide. And I gotta say, looking at the cast now, there is a ton of stars. We got Will Ferrell, Ben Stiller, Jonah Hill, Brad Pitt, Tina Fey, David Cross, even J.K. Simmons. Honestly, this might be my favorite DreamWorks film. They just portray Megamind so good, being this villain, knowing that he was born and raised to become a villain. But honestly, seeing him becoming a hero at the end of the day is just a crazy turnaround. And with Metro Man becoming his enemy, now friend, it just leads to a whole bunch of opportunities for a correct sequel. Plus, Metro Man as a character is really cool, and especially if we had a spin-off version of him before he turned like this laid-back chill guy. It's just so many opportunities that we could use for these characters, for this franchise, even telling them their perspective. But to be honest, leading with these characters, Megamind versus like this new character, maybe Metro Man has to come out of retirement because Megamind can't defeat him. Literally, he's just all gadgets and tricks. He doesn't really have superpowers besides that big old brain of his. And that's not even a forehead at this point. He's just a bobblehead, the new state of a 5-head. I really can't disrespect him though, because honestly, he's one of the most best characters of all of DreamWorks. The way that they're treating the GOAT right now is disrespectful with the stuff that they're coming out with these sequels that's not even coming out in theaters, because honestly I don't even think that movie deserves to be in theaters. That movie has a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes and 8% popcorn meter, and I can prove it right now. The thing that they failed with this is because the comedy. Megamind is a comedian as well as a villain slash hero, because in this movie we see so many perspectives and there's so many different characters of how Metro Man really feels about being a hero, how Roxanne feels, and how Hal feels being the new quote-unquote hero and now trying to be a villain. And most importantly, Megamind, because we see his perspective of how he was as a child, how his arch enemy Metro Man was treated also as a child, therefore building up his villainy. And honestly, the connection that they had in the first movie is not the same in the second movie at all. This is just the Megamind character alone. The jokes were just so forced, which just makes it not as funny as the original. Also, you can tell that the animation quality is very, very, very low. So, does it even count as a sequel to Megamind? Sadly, yes. But also, if they just decide to release a theatrical release for Megamind 2 or Megamind 3, quote unquote, it could be way better with crazy new villains, crazy new storyline. Hopefully they have the original cast if this could be happening, since everything's getting a sequel nowadays. So might as well just add Megamind to the list to make a trilogy, I guess, because that movie don't count at all. And plus, we're not even talking about the show that they made called Megamind Rules. I don't even want to show clips on this show because it's just so horrible. I don't know what's going on. They have 2 seasons, by the way, 2. I know the animation is different from the movie, but honestly, when you look at Megamind the Doom Syndicate's animation to Megamind Rules, I don't know how it could get worse. But besides all the trash talking on the previous Megamind stuff, besides the original, the classic, the GOAT, the everything, I think it's time we talk about what could possibly be the Megamind 3 storyline. Let's just assume that Megamind the Doom Syndicate is not even canon no more. Let's just say Megamind 2. The only thing that seems logical in this what if scenario, if Hal comes back and destroys Megamind. We see him get his powers destroyed, I know, but you know, nowadays anything could come back out of nowhere. Maybe he gets it from the prison guard, anything like that. Maybe he just pressed the wrong button. Who knows? We have villains all the time returning for the sequel, and then Hal sees Megamind get all the glory, all the fame, he gets all the girls. Like, you know how he was dancing at the end? No, he was mad. He was theorizing his plan. I'm just saying there's more to be added to the story, honestly, with Megamind and Metro Man still being in the same situation, possibly. Could be friends, could be enemies, who knows? Maybe Megamind's overwhelmed by like protecting the city, protecting all these people from these evil people. That's what happened to Metro Man. Everybody relied on Metro Man because he was just that guy. He was a very good superhero. Honestly, Superman versus Metro Man, I would watch that fight. Where can I watch it? Pay-per-view. Even plus that, we could get more dynamic between Minion and Megamind because they literally been best friends since day one. Just looking back at the movie, there's so many plot holes that you could figure out throughout the sequel. And it's been 15 years since the movie came out, basically. So having all this new animation, this scene could look even crazier with the amount of animation, the technology that we have till this day. There's just so many theories. Maybe somebody looked up to Megamind, didn't know that he was a hero, and still wants him to do this like one evil heist. Gotta go undercover, try to figure out what's going on to figure out his plan. Maybe I'm making sense, maybe I'm not, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to do for the sequel. Because honestly, as a Dreamworks fan, I've looked up to this studio throughout my entire childhood. Kung Fu Panda, Dogman, we even got the Wild Robot. And as a singular movie alone with not many sequels or rip-off shows, Megamind is just that one movie that you could understand each character's point of view, and also you just understand the main character himself. It's just a good original idea that Dreamworks had, especially this whole scene with Metro Man trying to figure out what is his purpose in life. It gets really deep. As a child, you probably don't even know, you skip past it like, oh shoot, he can stop moving time, stop time himself and moving. But in reality, he's just trying to figure out who is he as a person, what can he do better for himself and not for others. He was always thinking about others rather than thinking about himself, which takes a lot of guts, to be honest, as well as being a hero. I mean, maybe Megamind has to learn that the hard way. You're telling me this big old head has no ideas, trying to figure out what he could do better as a hero? That's just my idea or theory of how they can make a Megamind 3, 2, however you want to say it. I don't count the second movie as a sequel to Megamind. That's just a disrespect to this glorious movie right here. You know what? I'm tired of it. It's official. We're getting a live action Megamind. Please let that not happen. I swear, please don't let that happen. I don't think I can handle that old blueness on my screen. But having another Megamind movie wouldn't hurt at all to Dreamworks. Plus, with this whole new animation style, I think they could do a whole Puss in Boots scenario. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think of having another movie added to the Megamind franchise? A proper send-off to the Megamind character. Or we could just get a spin-off on a different character that we've seen in the past, Metro Man. There's so many ways that this movie could actually do really well, and also there's many ways that this movie could go really bad. But at the end of the day, we still have that original Megamind movie that we all love. If you haven't seen it, go watch it right now. That nostalgia factor is always hitting. But thank you for staying to the end of this video and watching the What If series, where we're talking about the what if they make another movie or not. Let me know in the comments below, what movie would you want me to do a what if next? What movie deserves a proper sequel or a proper show? In 1 week is my 20th birthday, and I just want to say I am having a very special video coming out that day, so be prepared for that. Thank you for staying to the end once again, and I hope you have a good one, and also take care.